and ask for agenda changes.
Mr. Mayor, we would ask that the executive session for attorney-client privilege be removed this evening, along with the city manager and financial report due to the city manager having a conflict and not being in attendance this evening.
Okay. Any questions, council? Nope. Well, I'll move on and ask for the approval of the consent agenda then.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve the consent agenda for March 11, 2024 as presented.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. That stands as approved. Under unfinished business, we have one item tonight. That's distressed property at 308 Chestnut. Do you have anything on that, Julie?
I do not. We can jump back to that when our attorney gets here.
Okay, we'll skip that and bring it back if Brad has anything on that. So let's move into new business. The first item is the 2024 Dragon Grant applications. I think Julie can probably tell us.
Maybe a little bit. So for the governing body's consideration, we have 4 Dragon grants to be reviewed this evening. There's one from Magnolia at 220 Main Street, requesting a total of $10,000 for updates to their building, which they intend it to be an event venue. We have an application from Halstead Tire in the amount of $10,000 to expand their concrete parking area to provide better access for customers and increase the curb appeal. There's one for Golden Harvest. Again, this one is only for $8,984.29 for updates to the building for heat protection, warmth retention, and performance. And then the final one is for Making Memories China Rental at 243 Main Street. And that one is updates to their building as well. It's quite lengthy list of updates that they're planning to do.
Were you wanting to talk or anything?
No, Ethan had just emailed us and said that you guys were gonna be talking about it, and if we wanted, like, he just welcomed us to come.
What is your business gonna be?
So we currently, it's.
Can you come on up to the podium?
Yep, step up to the microphone.
We haven't met yet, but I'm assuming you're.
You
probably-
lucked out.
Not tonight.
I don't have to worry about that.
No,
Do I need to do the whole name and address?
no,
thing?
you're fine.
Okay, good.
We know who you are now.
Okay, yeah, so we have, this is my sister and I, we have a business, it's Making Memories China Rental. And we rent out place settings, decor for weddings, retirements, baby showers, like all sorts of events. And currently we do everything like out of our houses. And we are looking forward to being able to have this as a showroom where brides or potential clients would come in. They get to kind of play and choose what they want. So it would bring people from outside of town into town as well, into Main Street. And you guys all know that building needs some work, so.
Yeah.
Well, I have a very honest question for you on
Okay.
regarding your business. So you deliver these clean, I assume. Do you pick them up dirty?
Yes, and we do the dishes.
That's pretty awesome.
That's one of our little hashtags, we do the dishes. So yes, we do.
You're currently running your business out of Wichita, right?
It's, was kind of out of mine and it kind of outgrew that, and so it's now, basically out of, although I still have some inventory as well, so we're, looking for a place to store inventory as well as have potential
Close are
clients.
you with the building?
I mean, we have done a lot of demo, but we are kind of hoping that we, depending on how this turns out, this would certainly be a great catalyst to get some more things accomplished, if that makes sense. Like
Have you requested a grant before?
this is the first time.
Okay.
What's your primary objective for these funds, should the council approve them?
So the roof, there's a hole in the roof, which is then put a hole in the floor. The back side of the building's a little rough too, but we can't do a whole lot of things inside until you fix the roof. So the roof was the first thing on the list to be able to complete that so that no more of the weather can get in and ruin any more on the inside. And so once that's done, then we can move forward with like the back wall, the floor on the inside, the rest of those structural pieces.
totally understand that.
So that's why we started with the roof.
I think it's nice that something's being done with that building.
Well, and I like the fact that you are addressing the structural issues as a primary thing first. I mean, that just makes sense.
It has to, yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
Thank you.
We kind of skipped ahead, and I didn't know if anybody was here to speak on behalf of the other companies. Are you with Magnolia? Okay, so nobody is here, so we did good. Because I know Nathan and Mary are not here. Are we gonna talk about these Dragon grants individually as far as the approvals?
I think so, yeah.
One thing I will note in Ethan's memo, since he isn't here this evening, is the one for Halstead Tire is actually pending from 2023. He submitted the application after all funds had been exhausted, so his is an existing application.
Yeah, I think I was aware of that. Thanks for bringing that back up.
I guess, can I get background on, I guess, the history of Dragon
Dragon Grant
grants
program?
and,
The Dragon Grant Program was a program Ethan brought to the table, I think, when he was still a clerk. And it was a way to utilize some of the city's funds to promote a better-looking Main Street, if you will, and to help some of our business owners. And it was a way, because our manufacturers like Legg, Martin Machine and Welding, those guys can get tax abatements because they're manufacturing. Well, there's nothing like that available on the state level for our downtown businesses that are important. So it was an idea that Ethan brought to the table to give back to our downtown area to try to keep it vibrant. It's been a very successful program. A lot of the sidewalk improvements and building frontage improvements that you've seen downtown are results of the Dragon Grant Program.
It's actually earmarked in the strategic plan that was put together in 2018, 2019 also.
And it's always a budget item that we budget specifically for this program. In fact, I think we added to the budget this year.
Yeah, it's 50 this year.
So it's been a very well-received program, and I think it's done a lot of
the
good.
window for like applying for this, is it just until the funds run out within the year?
Pretty much, and it's annually. Again, you can see Halstead Tire had actually applied last year, and we ran out of funds, so his application then kind of moved to the front of the line.
But they don't have to specifically list, like, I mean,
They have to list a plan, a specific plan, if you read the,
yeah, well, I mean, this says to restore history.
yeah.
Like, I mean,
Well, we're gonna vote on that.
I get it, I just didn't know like how specific that,
We
That is
usually,
not specific enough.
we usually like to have a pretty good plan accompanied with estimates and things like that with these Dragon Grant applications. And again, if the application's not complete enough to convince this council, it's probably not gonna get passed. So you can use your discretion and assign it to your vote and vote how you see fit on that.
thank you.
We should take these
Sorry, I know, I
one at a
probably
time.
should have
Yeah, I think
known
so.
some of
No, that's
that.
fine.
No, she's not gonna buy China with it, are you? I'll loan you some China. I got a wedding ring too.
So, I would make a motion to approve the Dragon Grant for Halstead Tire. Trying to see a dollar amount here,
I think it was 10,000.
10,000.
10,000.
not to exceed 10,000.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the Dragon Grant for Halstead Tire. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That Dragon Grant carries. And 10,000 is the maximum amount that we ever do on a Dragon Grant, Shauna.
Yeah, I'm guessing that since that's what everyone's asking.
Everybody but Mary.
Mary's very specific on hers.
Mr. Mayor, I'd make a motion to approve a Dragon grant for Making Memories China rental for an amount not to exceed $10,000.
Second.
We have the motion and the second to approve the Dragon Grant for Making Memories China rental. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That Dragon Grant will be issued. Congratulations. Use it well.
As far as Magnolia, I think there's not enough here to vote on it. It needs to be specific and
So they're gonna need to tighten that application up or come in and,
Yeah, they can always provide
we need
additional
specific.
information.
That way we can follow up, see pictures, see what they did.
Okay, we'll reach out to them and let them know, and you guys can reconsider that at a future date.
And I don't know if the rest of the council agrees with that, but
Yeah, it's fine with me. I think it's reasonable.
Is it clear? Sorry, I've never seen one of these applications before, so like, we ask them for that information, I mean, to
yeah,
list
do you have one there,
detailed.
Julie?
yeah, and they get,
I'm trying to look through the ones that's been.
paper ones.
they get the rules too, so.
Like, this is what they submitted. They didn't submit quotes, they didn't submit a laid out plan for the updates.
Right.
I guess. I can tell you that I spoke to the owner on Friday, and the original plan for the Dragon Grant was to do an update to the back patio. But since then, their HVAC system went out, and so they'd use the funds for that along with bringing the front and back door up to fire code. But she was supposed to try and get me quotes today, so I have nothing to provide to the governing body.
Okay, thank you.
One more in there.
Golden Harvest.
So this is her third one.
For Mary?
I think so.
Yeah, I believe that is correct, Josh.
You guys have any questions about Golden Harvest?
No.
I'd motion to approve Dragon Grant for Golden Harvest Restaurant. Not to exceed $8,984.29.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the Dragon Grant for $8,984.29 to the Golden Harvest. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That grant will be issued. Okay, so that's gonna finish up our Dragon Grants. Julie will reach out to Magnolia and tell them we need more information from them. We're gonna back up to Brad. Brad, did you have anything to add under our unfinished business for the distressed property at 308 Chestnut?
I don't honestly think so. Globally, on the various properties that we're working with at this point, the contract is out on the one. As to the other two, the administrative warrants are done. Ethan may have already, I'm not sure if he put that in his report or not, but he had made arrangements for the various inspections later this month, 18th through the 21st.
Yeah, he told me that there was a tentative date on that based off of the
Getting those
administrative
done, and
warrant.
so on, I went ahead and got those ready and talked with him last week, so we should move ahead with that. It's still available for the owners to come in and say, sure thing, I'll let you go in on your own voluntarily if they wish, but either way, that way we're able to get in and get it done.
Well, historically, that's never worked out with that particular
I-
property owner.
I'm gonna assume that we probably won't hear back, so we'll just use the warrant.
Sounds good. Any questions, council? No. Well, let's move on to the next agenda under new business item, and that's governing body liaison assignments. You guys probably seen a list of those. And generally, we have a governing body liaison that's involved with these various committees around town. Now, we've had a complete changeover on the council kind of in the last few years, so some of these are getting neglected. I can tell you that Pat is on our Public Wholesale Water District, number 17, and because of Pat's involvement with the water system here in town, I think it advisable that we leave him there. Ethan and I are both on the Harvey County Economic Development Council. it makes sense for us to stay there because we can get away during the day and go to those meetings. So it does open some up. I will tell you the Cemetery Association, I got peer pressured by Marie, and I was at their annual meeting the other day on Saturday, so I'll take that one. So I think Brody has served on the Halstead Housing Authority Board. If Brody wants to continue to do that, that would be great.
I'll leave it for someone else. I haven't had time to
So
do that like I should.
the ones that we really kind of have open then are Planning Commission, Halstead Housing, if somebody's more interested in that than Brody, the Library Board, Parks and Rec, and Tree Board, and the Board of Health. So I'll ask you, council, is anybody interested in any of those liaison positions for those boards?
I nominate Shauna for the Parks, Recreation, Trees Advisory Board.
I don't think that we have to have a nomination, but
I just want to beat her to it.
Yeah, thanks.
Just to note, Mayor Travis, the website has the dates kind of standing meetings on there. Most of them meet pretty regularly, but some of them are once a year, like cemeteries once a year.
well, why do you think I took that one once a year?
Peter. But that, if you are interested in that, those dates just for availability, that is located on the website, where I'm happy to answer those questions as well.
So is anybody interested in being our planning commission liaison?
I could do it.
You're writing these down, right, Julie?
I am.
Okay, that, and Halstead Housing Authority, anybody want to oust Brody from that chair? Congratulations,
I
Brody.
heard George could be interested.
There's plenty to go
Yeah.
around.
Do you want George to have the housing authority?
That's fine.
So be it. That's what you get for scheduling eye surgery during a council meeting.
That's right.
Okay, what do we have next? Halstead Library Board.
Sure, I'll jump on that one.
They meet the third Monday of each month at 6:30 PM.
Yep, I can do that.
Okay, so Brody's taking the library board. Parks and Rec, we have Shauna. I'm on the Cemetery Association. We need a Board of Health liaison.
That was Denise when she was serving.
Yeah.
So Charlie?
I'll do it.
Okay. Seems like you got out of something here, Josh.
No,
He's on planning. He's not out of
Was on.
anything.
Oh, okay, there you go. I forgot already about that one.
it's all right.
So we pretty much got that covered then.
Yep, thank you.
What about your tree board?
That's with the Parks Rec. We
Okay.
combined those into one. Parks Rec and Tree Advisory Board is Shauna. Get with Grant. He's the one that sets those dates.
So those aren't set dates.
I think he's got them set, I believe, maybe every other Sunday or every other month on Sunday.
It's a little sporadic, FYI.
And
He sent me a schedule, so.
if it gets to the point where your schedule conflicts with these liaison assignments, let me know, and I'll lean on other council members to fill these positions.
I want to say his are on Sunday afternoons, though.
Next item is we need to set a city council work session. Do you know what Ethan's main intent for that work session is? Is it budget item?
I am sure budget is the main, in his agenda, he said for budget priorities. He did say to let you guys know that if there is another topic you would like discussed, to please let him or I know, and we can get those on there as well, since we do have to put out on the agenda kind of generically what is going to be covered that evening. And he asked that we either look at the last weekend of March or the first, maybe even second week of April, if any of those dates would work for y'all.
Well, the second week of April is no good for me. I'm gonna be in Mexico,
Okay,
so
First week of April, I'm in North Carolina.
so March.
End of March is Easter weekend, so I don't know if that conflicts.
well, we could do it, on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday evening too. We
Yeah.
don't have to do it on Good Friday, or
27th?
March 27th, does that work for everybody?
I'm good with that.
It's Wednesday time.
That's,
Is 6 too early, or
no, if you guys are good with 6, we're good with 6.
Shauna, is that,
Yeah,
that work?
March 27th at 6 o'clock.
We'll need a motion and a second to set that, council.
Okay, a motion to set the next city council work session, March 27th at 6 PM.
Have a motion and a second to set a city council work session for March 27th at 6 PM. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We'll see you then. Next item under new business is Bauman Parks Master Plan Proposal Update. Who's delivering that tonight?
I can. So you all approved this last meeting. Due to staff error, we provided the wrong proposal to the governing body with the amounts. There was a slight increase in the amounts of those proposals. It would take the Oswald Lehman from $8,500 to $10,500, and the Scout Park from $13,500 to $15,000. Please note that this was not due to an increase from the company that created these proposals for us. It was simply due to staff not including the correct proposal at the time of your decision.
Your mic is on, Julian. Okay, I can't see it because, there you go.
and that's just, the change in that means because that we asked them to present multiple options.
I believe that is correct. From what I recall Ethan saying was that the increase was due so that they could go in and make revisions to those proposals or to the plans if
Is this
they
the
were asked to.
only engineering business that we've gotten quotes from?
I do not know the answer on that. I'm sorry.
I'd have to look back at the 2 weeks ago, but this does bother me, because he was here. We talked about the prices in front of him. We talked about the options, the added options, and no one said anything. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to go back, and it's clear in the last packet that it's what it was. What do you think, Brody?
I mean, we're not talking about, I see your point, and you're not wrong, but we're not talking about a tremendous amount of money either. I mean, we're talking about $4,000 between the two of them.
Just to present a second option plan though, like,
Well, it might be worth tabling it and seeing if we can find a second firm to provide a proposal on this. I'm sure these park plans are probably, fairly specialized for a firm to develop those, and I don't know who else is available out there that could actually provide it, but if we task our
Yeah.
city manager with seeing if he can find us a secondary option, I think that would be reasonable.
I think that should be something we should have at least know what other, like, options are available, especially when you're looking at spending that much money for,
Just for, yeah.
just for someone to draw up a
George did
plan.
say it seemed reasonable. Of course, those are last week's, or 2 weeks ago, those numbers, but,
And I mean, I should have asked that question to begin with, and I don't know why I didn't.
I'd like to see, I think I'd like to see someone else. I wasn't incredibly impressed with Brent anyway.
Okay. So
So I motion to table this until next council meeting.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to table the Bauman Parks Master Plan Proposal Update to the next council meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Okay.
Opposed, same sign.
Do we need to have some kind of a motion to say we'd like to get an alternative?
No,
I don't believe so, no.
no, they
That's
just need
sufficient.
direction. This is what the council wants, so he's got direction, so he can do that.
Okay.
I usually look at Brad, cause if I'm saying it wrong, he'll
Yeah.
nod his head at me. All right, well, we will not have an attorney-client privilege meeting executive session tonight. So that takes us to the report section. I do have a proclamation this evening, so I'm gonna go first and read the proclamation. Put my glasses on. This is a National Natural Gas Utility Workers Day proclamation. As we do own our own gas system here in town, our public work guys would all fall under this category. So whereas a way to recognize natural gas utility workers for their hard work and accomplishments, in 2015, the American Public Gas Association began recognizing March 18th as Natural Gas Utility Workers Day. And whereas natural gas utility workers provide one of the most valuable assets, natural gas utility, and whereas safety is a vital aspect to natural gas distribution and employees of distribution companies endeavor to make natural gas delivery as safe as possible, and whereas natural gas utility workers are essential responders during storms like the recent Arctic weather event, Winter Storm Uri, where they work brutally through brutal conditions to prevent even a single Kansas outage. Now, therefore, I, Dennis Travis, Mayor of the City of Halstead, do hereby proclaim March 18th, 2024 as National Natural Gas Utility Workers Day in recognition of the dedication of these workers to our community. So I'll sign that, and since Pat's the only one here, thanks for what you do, Pat. Share that with the rest of your team. And then we'll move on to the governing body for comments. Tonight, I'll start with you, Brody.
Nothing tonight.
Charlie?
I'll pass.
Josh? Shauna? Somebody has to say something.
I know, right? No, the weather's getting nice. It's, you know, nice to see people out and about. And if you have your dogs out with you, make sure you pick up after them.
I'll piggyback on that a little bit and remind everybody to get their golf cart registrations updated. And if you do have your dog out with you, please keep it on a leash. Even if your dog's well-trained, if it sees another dog, it can take off. And we don't want any more animal problems in town. So with that, that does conclude our agenda this evening, and I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Got a motion and a second for adjournment. All in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Opposed, same sign. We are adjourned. Thank you, council.